Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 16 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we are talking about step 3 of the SOAP framework, which is A for action. What are we going to do here today? We're going to analyze the options and the alternatives we came up with yesterday, and we're going to use a tool. I'm going to start with it this year because it makes me smile because it's such a ridiculous name, but it's such a powerful tool when used correctly. Everybody always says this tool when used correctly, because guess what? Anything can be ineffective if we use it in a way it wasn't designed for. We don't use a hammer for every single fix-it job around the house. We don't use a screwdriver for everything we need. So why would we expect any one tool to give us everything we need all the time? It won't. But this is a very flexible tool. I came up with it. I don't remember when I came up with it. It was combining other people's analytical and decision-making processes. And it just so happens to spell out the word urine. So how are we going to use urine to analyze and decide what we're going to take action on today? So in my handy dandy notebook or my journal, so I just dropped my urine analysis. In my journal or in my book for the challenge, I write out the acronym urine, U-R-I-N-E, and then across the top, and you can do it any way you like. It can go down the side, the options, if you want to write out the options, but I don't need a lot of space to write out what the options are that I brainstormed yesterday, so I just do it this way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of those steps, rate each of these from 1 to 3, because I'm just analyzing 3 alternatives. I say pick your top 3, which is where the 10-3-1 tool comes from, and just apply the tool that you're going to use to decide what to take action on today to just those 3. Now, here's the rub, and here's the deal. If you already know what you're going to take action on, because I will admit right now, I already took action on my things that I came up with yesterday, because I didn't need to formally do, because I've done this so many times, I didn't need to sit down and write down each of the different options before going ahead and taking action. And you'll get to that point is, as you get more familiar with the tools, as you get more familiar with this SOAP framework, you will just do it automatically. You will not have to consciously think of 90+% of the decisions and problems and challenges that you're faced with, because your subconscious will go through this process and you will take the action immediately without having to break it all down. I just like to break it all down and do it a day at a time so that we can practice and internalize each of the steps of the process. So today we're looking at how do we go through, how do we analyze the steps that or the possible ways of filling the gap that we came up with yesterday? And how do we pick one if we're not sure what to pick? Now, I will admit, a lot of times I have a list of my 10 or 20 or 30 alternatives or actions I could take, and I'm not sure which to go between a couple of those alternatives. So they might, like my top 3, I really am not sure which is the best option for me right now. And that's when I want to apply one of these tools. So what does this tool mean? What do each of these things mean? U means urgent. How important and urgent is it that I do this thing right now? Maybe you could get it from a done-for-you provider and they're having a huge beginning of the year discount or birthday discount or anniversary discount or something. And so it would behoove you to take advantage of their services and just get it all done for you right now. I have found that the more times I do this process, the more I find that all of the possibilities fall into one of 3 categories. Done for you. You just hire somebody to do it for you and you don't have to think about it again. You might have to give them some inputs and some feedback, but pretty much it's off your plate. Done with you, meaning you take a course or read a book or take some action, do some research on the internet, and then you just say, okay, this is easy enough. I can just do it myself. And done with you. Done with you is usually like group coaching, mentorship, masterminds, things like that, where you can get other people to do something with you to guide you and help you along the way. So I have found almost everything that ever comes up in any problem-solving, decision-making choice I have to make, it can fall into one of those 3 categories. Now, urgent means it's got to get done. The life or death of me or my business is dependent on that thing getting done. Not actually very many things fall into the super duper urgent category, in my humble opinion. A lot of times we think they're urgent, but they absolutely aren't. But what has to get done now? So of the 3 alternatives you're looking at, what is the most urgent? And that's how I decide how to rate each of the different options that I'm looking at versus all the different things in the world. We can super complicate this if we want, but I have this tool to try to keep it simple, try to make it objective instead of just subjective. You know, what do I feel like doing? Because sometimes what we feel like doing is just to keep us stuck and keep us safe, right? And so we want to look for ways to stretch ourselves, stretch our comfort zone, and actually take the action that will be best for us. So, urgent. The most urgent one gets the highest number. Next is resources. What is it going to take for me to go ahead and get this done? Money, time, I can't read my own writing. Something. Motivation maybe. But what's it going to take from a resources standpoint? Now this one, the higher the resources that are required, the lower the number it gets. This one, and for energy too. Why? Because we want it to be kind of a universal measuring tool that equates the category weights based on what is actually going to give us the highest number. Because what we want to do is we want to add these all up, and then whatever has the highest number is the thing we're going to take action on. Important. Is it important that I do it? That's what important means. Or is that, I can't remember. Let me see. To you. Is it important to you? Is it important to your situation? The more important it is to you, the higher number it gets. Necessary means, is it necessary to be done at all? Guess what? How often do we have a list of like 400 to-do things? And of all of them, maybe 5 are absolutely necessary and important and urgent, require resources, but just need to get done. And then finally, energy or effort. How much energy and effort do I have to dedicate to this particular option in order for it to give us the results that we want, or give me the results that I want? I hope I explained that well enough. If not, hit me up and ask, because I want to make sure everybody understands this and has it as a tool in their toolbox, because it's so powerful. It's so powerful and easy to use. So for example, I was going to go through it. I don't know that I have time. Oh, broke my rubber band. I was going to go through it for my Supersize You. And for that, my whole objective this year with this challenge is to become a better human being, the best possible version of myself. So do I want to do done for me? Do I want to do it myself? Do I want to do it with someone? Now, I could do this and map this all out with my 3, 2, 1s, and maybe I'll just do one of them. Yeah, let's do that. And then I will tell you what I already did, because I already took action on it. Okay, done for you. Is it urgent if I get somebody and I just hire them to do this whole thing for me? Well, here's the rub. Nobody can actually do this one thing for me, right? Nobody can. So I'm going to give that one a 1, because, and then I'm going to give done with me, I'm going to give that actually a 3, and I'm going to give do it myself a 2. And why? Why am I doing that? This is something urgent, right? It really is urgent, but it's more, I'm comparing the possible solutions or the possible actions I'm going to take to one another. I'm not comparing it to, is it urgent, resources, important, necessary, or how much energy is required. I'm just looking at it from an urgent standpoint. I've already decided it's urgent, right? And the truth is, nobody can do it for me. I mean, they can do it with me. They can help me and coach me and guide me through processes that they've used. But bottom line to anything is, it's 100% our responsibility. It's up to us to figure it out and choose to take action on it. And I gave done with me the highest, or done with you the highest rating, because I don't want to do it on my own anymore. The older I get, the less I want to try to figure everything out all by myself. And to me, do it yourself means I got to figure out everything by myself and for myself. And then resources, if I'm doing it with someone, it's probably going to be, if I hire it out and have somebody else try to do it for me, which I think is impossible in this instance, That's going to be the most expensive and require the most physical resources. So I'm going to give that one a 1 because I think that that's going to be the most expensive or require the most amount of time, energy, and resources. I'm going to give Done With Me doing it myself, resources wise, that's definitely going to take the most amount of time. So I'm going to give that one the 1. And then I'm going to give 2 to hiring somebody to do it for me. And I'll give 3 to Done With Me. Is it important? Is it important that we try to be a better person and do some personal development? I'm going to say, yeah, it's super duper important, or it wouldn't be on my list, right? Definitely wouldn't be the first thing on my list. So again, we're going to just go through this whole process, and then we're going to tally these all up and total them up, and the one with the biggest number is going to be the winner. Now, I can tell you, I already did this in my head, and this is going to be the biggest winner because I already joined a community that's helping me to do this, a school community. And so it's not really cheating because I just wanted to demonstrate how to use the tool. But I also want to let you know that after you've done it several times, and we're going to do it at least 12 times this year, it will just be automatic. You will automatically go through it at your subconscious level, which I already did. And then I already joined a community, right? So, and I'm working in that community to become a better version of myself, right? To let go of things from the past, to let go of things that aren't serving me, to deal with limiting beliefs, to journal, to do hypnosis, meditations, different modalities, to make me a better human being. Why? Because I want to be a better human being and be an example for the rest of the world. So that is our action item today. Our action item today is to take your 3 alternatives, your 3 options you came up with yesterday and circled, and run them through this framework. I think I'm going to do a write-up of this framework. Even though it's a funny name, I think it's easy to remember because it's a funny name. So if you'd like to see a write-up for that, put write-up in the comments below. And that will be in our school community. I'll put it in there because that's a good place to do it. You can join free right now in the school community. Just hit me up in the comments below if you would like the invitation for that. It is going paid very quickly. We'll still have a free component, but it's going to go to a paid community. I created the tiers yesterday. I've been working on it for over a month, and I'm like, why am I still just working on this? Why have I not just put it out there, and then we'll see how it goes. Again, this will be introductory pricing in the tiers too. That's definitely going to go up, but I want to test the waters and test it out and see how many people I can help with it and how we can all come together and help one another to grow and be and do and have whatever it is that we want. All right. Have an awesome day. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, take action today. Share the one action that you take in the comments below, and we can help one another and cheer each other on. All right. Have a great day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.